Hi, I'm Michty Maxx, and I'm here to share the makeup I wore to the Stevie NYX gig. I created a gothic-esque witchy halo-style look with some gold glitter on the center of the lid and some serious black wings flicking up towards the feather-festooned micro hat I made myself. I even added some purple elements low down to complement the purple velvet dress I wore, which I matched with a Stevie-style shawl. I prepared my eyelids with Too Faced Shadow Insurance all around the ocular area. And I set the upper crease with a light peach shade from the Inglot No. 111R eyeshadow, using a fluffy angled brush to highlight that brow bone. I continued on down to the middle and darkest shades of that peach eyeshadow to add a transition to the crease section of the lid, adding more deeper peach to the underbrow with a fluffy eyeshadow brush. To further deepen the transition area, I reached for the Urban Decay Naked palette shades Naked and Buck. I thickened up the underbrow chunk and flicked the outer edge towards my temple. I quenched the top of the crease with the lighter peach shades. Then I moved on to the Sugar Pill eyeshadow called Castle on the Hill, using the same fluffy brush to deepen the socket and solidify the shape, continuing the swoop towards the hairline and right up into the eyebrow and nose crook. I shifted back to Naked to chill down the crease and smoothed the gradient further with the peach shade. Next, I whipped out the Makeup Forever Flash palette and went for the black cream with my fingertip to tap a base on the outer and inner third of the lid, fading it into the socket with a clean finger. The center of the lid gets the metallic gold cream, dabbed on lightly, and I'm building it up slowly. I picked up the fluffy shadow brush again and dipped it into the Makeup Geek Corrupt eyeshadow to fluff it over the black base, tucking the matte black shadow right into the socket to bridge the inner and outer sections. I cajoled the black shape up towards the brow and flicked it out, following the brown shade I laid down before for a wicked edge. I blended out the upper line with some more Naked and Buck shadows and took more down the nose bridge. The Inglot Peach shadow brightened up the top of the brow bone before layering on some more solid black Corrupt to hug the ball of the eye and let the corners sink back into the darkness. I seduced some more of the gold cream over the center of the lid to add some stickiness, preparing for this Inglot Gold Shadow No. 430 Pearl, which I pressed on with a flat brush and my finger for the highest impact shine. I buffed out the edges with a fluffy brush, using the remaining dark shadows on it. I blasted more gold onto the eyeball right there and continued smoothing out the lid and finessing the glimmering gold to get it ready for a sticky finger with some Too Faced glitter glue, tapping it over the center of the lid. Then I breezed over to this gold glitter from eye candy called Bananarama and flitted it over the gold shadow base, pressing on a dense fingerful to create a sparkling globe, matching the glitter-dipped feathers of my micro hat. I used that fluffy brush to knock off any errant sparkles and allowed a few particular particles to flow over the dark edges a little and coerced the lid into a shining orb, fading into the gloom. I increased the depth with more Corrupt, first using the fluffy brush to push into the socket holes and then using a flat brush to deepen the lid, but still keep it flowing nicely into the gold. I wiped off the fallout from the cheeks and created a sharp edge from the tear duct towards the nose, also crisping up the wings a little to even up the impish style. I got rid of the stray particles of glitter with some sticky tape, which is the best method to really clean up those clingy bastards. I prepped the face with some MAC strobe cream, smeared on with my grubby little fingers. Then I went back to the eyes with Inglot Gel Eyeliner in No. 77, squelched along the waterline, scrubbed into the lash line with a cotton bud, and buffed out with a fresh one. I made sure to get in between the lashes as well. I used this light brown shade from Inglot in No. 101R to add a transition under the lower lid. I decided to add a touch of this Urban Decay pencil in Ransom to the inner third of the lower lash line, and I smoothed it out with that little old cotton bud. I reached for this Inglot shade number 439 Pearl with a flat-edged brush for a punch of purple over that, for no better reason than just to match the dress I'm going to wear tonight. I buffed that out with more of the brown shades and then continued with more corrupt shadow along the rest of the lower lash line to join up and solidify the eye shape. I buffed the lower edge out a little and finessed the form with the brown and black shades using that fluffy blending brush. For those lower lashes, I used MAC Giga Black Lash Mascara and coated them thoroughly. I tweaked the wings for a fierce flow and moved on to curling my upper lashes to prepare them for a little CoverGirl mascara. Just a little because I'm going to add some false lashes later. I took the NYX Matte Liquid Liner and ran it along my upper lash line as a solid base for these very spiffy gold glitter lashes from Sugarpill. I kept the face simple and applied some Revlon Photo Ready Eye Primer and Brightener to the hollows of my under eye bags and pressed that into the skin with a Beauty Blender sponge, and then followed that with a touch of MAC Pro Longwear Concealer under the eyes and around my mouth, blending it out into the rest of my naked skin. I set the center of the face with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Ethereal Light and buffed the eyes into the concealer before moving on to the cheeks. For them, I used NARS Albatross Highlighter on the front of the cheekbones and finished off the highlight with the Kat Von D Amethyst Violet Highlighter towards the temples to add a matching slap of purple. Yet I blended the light golden shade over the top to mix the two shades together better and added a little gold to the high points of the face. For blush, I went for NARS Orgasm from the apples to the temples, merging into the highlight and the blank skin areas. I strengthened my beauty spot with the Revlon Eyebrow Pencil in Blonde, but that was it for the face. I removed the moisturizer and went on to priming the lips with the MAC Prep and Prime Lip Base. I chose to line my lips with the Makeup Geek Full Spectrum Eye Pencil in Royal to give a purple base filled in all over the lips with my usual angular shape. I covered that with the Sugarpill lipstick in Dark Sided to give a dark purple shade once again to match the dress and contrasting with the gold on the eyes. And I completed the look with the application of a Michty Original handmade micro hat with these golden black feathers and flowers that I made with supplies from the website feathers.com.au. I really love that site. I even slapped on a golden veil to the bottom for a sassy addition, and then I slid on down to the Stevie Nicks gig and had a lovely time. I enjoyed creating a look based around that micro hat that I made with nothing but a bunch of feathers, some odds and ends, and the all-powerful glue gun. The veil was really fun to mess with and stayed out of the way very nicely, yet added some golden mystery which played off the gold glitter false lashes. It's a blast to make your own headgear, and I have another tutorial where I made a similar hat, but in the colors of pink and purple. You know where the links will be for that tutorial, the usual places. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this dark and glittery tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Also check out my band and podcast on iTunes. And if you want to send me a letter or something, my PO box is in the description box.